From the station that made country music famous, 650 AM WSM, this is a Coffee, Country, and Cody podcast. Hey, it's Charlie Matos, and in this episode of our Coffee, Country, and Cody podcast, we sit down with Madeline Edwards. You know, we've been doing the Grand Ole Opry for nearly 97 years, and every show is unique, but there's always something a little extra special when someone steps in that historic circle for the very first time, and that would be happening to Madeline Edwards. We would talk about her Opry debut. Enjoy our Coffee, Country, and Cody podcast with Madeline Edwards.
Coffee, Country, and Cody.
Okay, we have now had to pull them apart, Reese Palmer and Madeline Edwards.
Right.
They were locked in a hug out in the hallway because it was just girl power all the way. And we'll talk about that history in a moment.
You'll have plenty of time in the UK to visit and travel.
Right. We'll have a whole week together.
There you go.
So yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we'll be fine. You can tear us apart from the hug as much as you want.
About the time I separated them, then she and Kelly locked up over there. It's like, oh, girl.
Well, my friends from the UK were actually calling me, and they said, oops, we didn't mean to call you so early. And I said, well, you're not going to believe this. I just talked to Reese, and then Madeline just walked in, so we took a picture and sent it. So we have some
We're
friends
bringing
in
the UK to Nashville
That's
today,
right.
this
That's
morning.
Right. That's
So
what's happening.
we all have forever memories of meeting artists for the first time, and my meeting you for the first time is forever memorable because it was in the hallway just outside Vice President and Opry executive producer Dan Rogers' office that I was introduced to you.
That's right.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Jen
It's crazy.
Tressler was taking you on a tour of the Opry House.
It's crazy to see how long ago, but also how short a while ago that was. And how much has happened since then. Right. It's amazing.
Well, let's just start with this. Chris Stapleton?
Yes. It's been amazing. This has been a dream come true for me, being on tour with him. So he's my biggest influence, if you don't already know that, but also being on tour with him, it's just like showing me a lot of the music industry and his family life and everything and how to combine those two, and it's been amazing.
Oh, he and Morgan have got it together, don't they?
Oh, yeah. They definitely do.
Well, and the best venues, too. I mean, that's like great places to
We
play
have
on
played
that tour.
some of the greatest venues I have ever seen.
Yeah.
I am so, so grateful for that.
Yeah, not like 110 degrees at the state fair.
No.
You know, these.
No.
Yeah.
For my first tour, I'm very spoiled. I'm very spoiled right now.
So where do the two of you meet? How does that relationship develop that you wind up out on tour with
so
him?
I met Morgan actually kind of on Instagram. We were Instagram friends. I put up a cover of me singing a Keith Urban song, and she saw it, and she was like, I love your voice, love everything that you're doing, just want you to know I'm in your corner. And this is when I first moved to Nashville. So I had only been here for maybe a few months at this point.
How long ago was that?
That was about a year ago.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and then we kind of kept up with each other, and then we ended up meeting at the CMAs where I performed with Mickey Guyton and Brittany Spencer, and I was crying, and then my husband came over, and he's giving me tissues, Morgan's giving me tissues, and everyone's like, Madeline, please stop crying. It's okay. It's all right. But I love them so much that when I met them at the CMAs, I was just so emotional, and then, next thing we know is we were asked to go on tour with them. So, I mean, it's just a whole roundabout way of everything happening.
I have to tell you, so the moment where you're performing, I'm sitting in the audience at the CMA Awards, and you three walk out, and I look, and Morgan, who is sitting at a table with Carrie Underwood, they stand up and are cheering you on. I have chills even thinking about it, but watching them, I actually took video of them and then showed you. I was like, find you some people that love you like Morgan and Carrie Underwood love these ladies. It was incredible. It was such a moment.
It was a very special night for everyone, I think, for sure.
That's so good.
One of the first things you see when anybody does any homework on you or research on you is it says California born, Texas raised.
Oh, yes.
So take us through your geographic journey.
Yes. So I was born in Santa Barbara, California, and I was there up until I was about 13 or 14, and then we moved to Houston. So I claim Houston. I claim Texas. I'm very prideful about it, like most Texans. All Texans are like, we're from Texas.
Yeah, by prideful outside of Texas, that means obnoxious.
Yes. And I fully accept it, honestly. Every time I'm at a show, I'm like, where are my Texans at?
Charlie will tell you, I came here from Texas. My old granddaddy was from Crawford, and you never get over it.
No.
Yeah. So So.
You really don't. It comes with this like family aspect. It's very communal if you're from Texas. But yeah, that's where a lot of my influence comes from. So I have the West Coast jazz influence. There's a lot of soul and jazz in that area. And then Texas was obviously Americana, country, Western. And so that's kind of my history with where I grew up and how it influenced my music.
But I also read where you would take road trips from Santa Barbara to Fresno to visit your mom's family. Was that it?
We did.
And you would listen to country music. You'd be exposed to it, I'm assuming, on the radio as you travel.
That was my first time getting exposed to country music, is when we drive to Fresno, because that was a big farming town back when I was younger. It was a huge farming community, and it's changed a lot since. But you know, it was a big rodeo town. So you have cowboys, you had farmers, and a bunch of country music, and so that's kind of how I was exposed to it at a young age.
What do you remember hearing that you were like, ooh, what's that?
Shania Twain.
Ah,
yeah,
there it is.
without a doubt. Forever and for Always will always be one of my favorite songs. And she kind of implements a little bit of jazz into her music as well. And I think she masks it very well with country. But she was probably one of my bigger influences when I was younger.
I read where you say you are, and this is your quote, "I'm unhealthily obsessed with making my work perfect."
Oh, yes.
So you drive all those around you crazy when you're working?
I do. You can ask Sam. Sam's rolling her eyes over there in the back. My manager is. Poor Sam. I'm a little bit obsessed with it. I'm always making notes or, doing voice memos in my phone, or like calling her at whatever time with, hey, I have this great idea for this song or this video or whatever. And so I'm always trying to figure out how I can make my work better always, all the time. So.
All right. Well, hold your horses, okay?
Okay.
Hold My Horses is
Hold
next.
your horses.
Set it up for us. Hold My Horses. That's where we're going to go next. Music.
Okay, Hold My Horses. This is my song, and I wrote it with two other women. One's from Texas, one's from Nashville, and I hope everyone enjoys it.
All right. Madeline Edwards is our special guest as you watch all over the world on Circle Television and listen all over the world on WSM Radio and WSMOnline.com.
There's a golden palomino. She lives in my mind, and she's tame for the most part. But I tell you, sometimes when the clock and the cash get the best of me, the ties come loose and she breaks free.
Coffee, country, and Cody.
Truly, the show is off the air. I wish we now go.
It always is, actually.
From Kelly and Reese
We have things to discuss.
and parenting and stage kids and the whole bit. Now it's fashion and makeup
With
Madeline
Yes.
Edwards and you. So
She left her makeup bag at the airport. Now,
I did.
for any other female, we understand, and that I felt that panic. When you said that, I felt that.
Oh, yes.
That's scary business.
And I'm playing for the Opry tomorrow night. So, we'll see how this goes down.
I'm
Luckily,
like,
I
all
have
right,
a makeup artist.
Look, we've got some makeup in the green room. It's never been used. We have all
Use
shades.
it.
You just find what you need. You take what you need. We've got brushes. I got you. It's fine.
trust me,
So-
she's done mine before.
I have.
See, so
Yeah, we'll
I
help
trust
you.
it.
So someone at Logan Airport in Boston has a really good bag of makeup. is
Oh,
what you're
yes.
telling me.
I don't
Okay.
know if they're my shade or color or anything, but they're going to enjoy it. They're
Okay.
going to love it.
So you left it, or it got lost in shipping? Or your
Well, I
luggage?
might have left it on accident.
Yeah.
This is fully my fault. I can't blame
Okay.
the airport for
Okay.
this. This one time, I
Right.
cannot blame the airport for this.
I left my
Every other time, though.
I left my phone on the podium at the Opry the other night, and I was about 5 miles up the road, knowing I was only going to get 3 hours of sleep before I had to be back in to do the morning show. And I just thought, I'm pretty sure that's where it is. I'm 99%. Then I thought, what if I put it on top of the car when I took my jacket off and it's in the parking lot crushed? Mm-hmm. So all these things are going. So then I couldn't sleep.
Of course.
So I come in the next morning, we're right there on the podium where I left it.
Oh, good. Well,
So hopefully your makeup will show up somewhere along the way.
I don't know about
People
that.
don't
but
understand. That's an investment, and there's a lot of stuff in there that you're probably thinking.
It is an investment. If you have to replace your makeup bag, you're looking at $200 or $300, especially if you're using nice makeup.
On
And it's
the-
like, okay,
on
well,
the
I never
minimum.
use that again.
Let that be a lesson to you,
Yes.
Mr. Man over there.
Oh, it was $275 last time I had it. I mean, I kid you not.
New self-titled EP is available wherever you buy, download, or stream music. Madeline Edwards' Opry debut. I said Opry debut, meaning she's never done this before.
Oh,
yes, she's toured with Chris Stapleton, but she's never debuted at the Grand Ole Opry.
So good.
Equally nerve-wracking, I got to believe, huh?
Yeah.
it's amazing.
Yeah.
I can't believe this is happening.
How many people are going to be there from family and friends? And what
A
is
lot.
A
So
lot.
my mom is flying in, and then my husband's side of the family. So our last surviving grandparent on my husband's side, Papa, is going to be there, and then his parents, his brother, and it's good. Like my manager's family's in town. Like everyone is going to be in town for this, and we're really excited.
We also mentioned that earlier, you and Reese Palmer are connected. You're going to be in the UK later this month at the Long Road Music Festival, but you're back in town for people who want to see you locally. They can see you at Americana Fest September 15th at the Bobby Hotel, then on the 17th at the Basement East, which Reese is also playing as a part of Americana Fest.
Yes, we have a lot going on over the next few months.
You have to tell me more about your heritage. African American, Polish, Jewish.
Yes. So my dad is black and my mom is Polish, but we actually did not find out that she was Jewish until later on after my grandfather died 7 years ago. And so now it's just like this. We're finding new pieces of information of our family's heritage more and more like every year, which is really exciting. But I was raised by my mom. My dad wasn't really in the picture, but my mom had a hand in like showing us incredible music, whether that be country or jazz or classical. And I don't know. My mom's incredible. I'm so excited that she's going to be here tonight. She is kind of a hero of mine.
Oh, that's so. Well, what was she playing? Like when I remember my mom putting on Fleetwood Mac when she was cleaning the house, and I'd still hear that.
Yeah.
You know, and I remember thinking, oh wow, this is some cool music. What was your mom playing that you really dug?
My mom, she loved the Carpenters, which Karen Carpenter to me has one of the best voices to this
beautiful.
day. I love Karen Carpenter. But my mom also has a massive crush on Keith Urban.
Same.
And so she would play all of the Keith Urban, and she always says that she's going to challenge Nicole Kidman one day and steal her man. I'm like, Mom, I would love to see you try to steal Keith Urban from Nicole Kidman, but all the power to you. I love it. Love it.
Gotta have
Hey,
a dream.
a Circle Television primetime special.
There it is.
That's what I'm seeing.
Showdown.
It's like my wife with Morgan Stapleton. I mean, she is crazy about Chris Stapleton.
Oh.
I mean, I'll hear in the bedroom, she'll be kicked back in the recliner, and I'll say, "What do you listen to? Watching?" And consistently, it's something to do with Chris Stapleton.
So good.
So.
Her and I both. We can get together and have a drink or something, and then we can.
So has he shared some philosophy with you, some coaching up, if you will, as a part of this tour that you will take with you throughout the rest of your career?
When I first met him, he said something that I will remember for the rest of my life. And this is when we met at the CMAs. And it's something that you can tell is a value of his in his life. But I told him when I was crying and, taking tissues and wiping my eyes with it. But I was like, I can't believe that this is happening to me, and I hope that this doesn't go away, because I think a lot of artists and musicians think at any moment you could lose all of this. And he said to me, it wasn't that long ago that I was singing background vocals for Blake Shelton, and I never thought I was going to be here either. And now look at now I just won a bunch of awards, and we're going to see you here again. Like there will never come a time where you're not going to work hard enough to where we don't stop seeing you. And that just resonated with me so much to keep on working hard and keep perfecting my music and my craft. And so I don't know. I think that's just always stuck with me after he said that. So.
Madeline, thanks for coming to see us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Congratulations on everything, including debuting at the Grand Ole Opry.
Thank you.
You want me to say it again? Debuting at the Grand Ole Opry in just a few hours. Madeline Edwards,
thanks
for coming by.
You said that you called tonight, but here I am again, waiting by the phone. You've done this 1,000 times, leaving me here all alone. You must be the luckiest son of a bitch, 'cause you're playing with something you just can't fix.
Thanks for listening to our Coffee, Country, and Cody podcast. Our program director at WSM Radio is J. Patrick Tittle. Our digital producer is Haley Hall. Marketing and promotions director is Amanda Cannon. And I'm Charlie Matos. If you like what you've heard, make sure you subscribe so you never miss an episode. And leave us a review on iTunes. It really does help new people find the show.